Right now on News 4 at 6, terror strikes in London for the second time in less than 2 weeks. We're breaking down the latest on the attacks as leaders call for tougher measures to fight terrorism.
And North Tonawanda police officers are stepping up their fight to bring back 911 dispatch services. Why they say this is a life or death issue.
And after a soggy start to your Sunday, it turned out to be a pretty warm and at times sunny afternoon. But right now we're watching a few isolated showers and storms popping up. Tracking this in your 4-1 forecast.
Live in high definition. This is Western New York's news leader. Now, News 4 at 6.
ISIS is now claiming responsibility for 2 deadly terror attacks. 7 people were killed and nearly 50 injured after a van plowed into a crowd of people. A related stabbing in a popular marketplace followed shortly after. Less than 24 hours later, a benefit concert by Ariana Grande is happening to benefit the victims killed in the Manchester terror attacks just 2 weeks ago. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for being with us. Callan is off tonight. Now, these attacks unfolded quickly on the London Bridge and the nearby Borough Market. Meanwhile, police are making arrests related to the attacks, and the British Prime Minister wants to take tougher steps to contain Islamic extremism in Britain. Let's turn now to Tina Kraus, who's in London with the very latest.
Police removed the van Sunday evening they say 3 men used to launch a terror attack. The suspected terrorist struck pedestrians on London Bridge, crashed the vehicle outside a pub in the Borough Market area, then got out and started stabbing people in several restaurants in front of horrified witnesses.
3 guys, yeah, they just was stabbing this woman constantly, non-stop, 3 of them, just stabbing her from every direction. I heard them say one thing, this is for Allah.
Counter-terrorism officers conducted several raids in the East London suburb of Barking and arrested 12 people. Police released more details about what unfolded Saturday night. They say the van was rented by one of the 3 suspects and all were wearing fake suicide vests. Police fired around 50 rounds to kill them.
The firearms officers fired an unprecedented number of rounds to be completely confident that they had neutralized the threat that those men posed.
One bystander was accidentally shot but is expected to recover. Officers continued their investigation here at London Bridge on Sunday. Police say people should expect to see more armed police and more security after this latest attack. Officials say Thursday's general election in the UK will go ahead as planned. Campaigning was suspended Sunday.
Violence can never be allowed to disrupt the democratic process. So those campaigns will resume in full tomorrow.
This is the 3rd major attack in Britain in the past 3 months. The UK will hold a moment of silence for the victims Tuesday morning. Tina Kraus, CBS News, London.
Father, 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 help us. Send some guidance from above. People got me.
Pop star Ariana Grande returned to Manchester just 2 weeks after a suicide bomber killed 22 people and wounded more than 100 others outside her concert. The singer, alongside other big-name music stars, are taking the stage for a special benefit for those killed in this tragic attack. Thousands are showing their support for the victims at this One Love Manchester concert. The event is raising money for those affected in the bombing.
Despite all the things that have been going on in this place, I don't feel or smell or hear or see any fear in this building.
Well, the concert sold out moments after being announced. The venue holds up to 50,000 people. Organizers are hoping to raise nearly $2 million through the concert. Well, we know 7 students from the University of Buffalo are studying abroad in London. The university has reached out to make sure everyone is safe. We're waiting to hear back as well from other local universities to see whether any students are affected. We'll keep you posted. And of course, stay with News 4 as we continue to follow the latest developments in London. You can find updates on our website, WIVB.com. Well, back here at home tonight, we are following a developing story out of Genesee County. 3 people were taken to area hospitals after a head-on crash near Darien Lake. Deputies were called here to Route 77 around 10 o'clock last night. 2 cars hit each other on a hill near the entrance to the theme park. This happened shortly after the Jason Aldean concert at the venue here. 2 people who were in one of the cars were taken to Strong Memorial Hospital in Rochester. The women driving the other car were trapped inside for about a half hour.
There was serious extrication. We had to call in mutual aid for extrication to help us out. We had to lift the dashboard, cut the roof off the vehicle.
Well, after this woman was removed from the car, she was flown to ECMC. Fire crews say she appears to have serious chest injuries. Investigators haven't released any names or whether any charges will be filed. Meanwhile, this crash happened in the town of Stockton. Chautauqua County sheriffs were called to Cassadaga Road just after 11 o'clock last night. Investigators say 47-year-old Daniel Gloss was riding a motorcycle when a deer ran out into the road and hit him, throwing him off the bike. He was flown to ECMC to be treated for his injuries. In North Tonawanda, neighbors are sending a strong message tonight. Bring back dispatch. Right now, there's a petition to bring a dispatch center back to the city. It was moved to the Niagara County Sheriff's Office in 2012 as a cost-cutting measure. News 4's Rachel Monjovi joins us live in North Tonawanda with the efforts the police union is now taking this week. Rachel?
Yeah, Marissa, it's signs like these ones that North Tonawanda police officers and community members hope will catch the attention of city and county leaders. This issue has been ongoing for quite some time now, and the police union are hoping their efforts will help them come to a resolution. The police union has been going door to door to rally public support to bring back 911 dispatch services. More than 700 lawn signs in favor of dispatch services can be found throughout residential areas in North Tonawanda. Police officers tell me there's three main reasons why they're pushing so hard to bring it back. They say the new system is more complicated for officers to navigate. The airways are always crowded, meaning if another department is using the radio, North Tonawanda officers have to wait until they're done. And the biggest issue is response time. I'm told officers can't respond as quickly to emergencies because they get the information much later than they used to. In some cases, officers have responded almost 20 minutes later than usual, and they're calling it a life or death issue.
I had a couple of, unfortunate situations. One where I had, my gun on a suspect who also had a gun, and the system failed. I had another one where I was trying to give unconscious choking and first aid CPR efforts to a 6-week-old infant, and the system failed. So, it gets personal when you're trying to do your best to help the city out and save people and help people, and the system doesn't work for you,
Yeah. Now, the police union has tried to negotiate with lawmakers, but they say they've been ignored. They haven't reached any type of agreement, and they want answers. The union plans on attending every council meeting until the city and county does something about this and they come to a resolution. Now, this week, police union members will be going door to door to get signatures from community members to bring this dispatch service back. That will add to the online petition that's already circulating that has 500+ signatures. For now, reporting live in North Tonawanda tonight, Rachel Monjovi, News 4 at 6.
Rachel, thank you so much. Turning now to your forward forecast tonight, taking a look now from our tower cam. As promised, forward meteorologist Andrew Baglini told us we would spot the sun today. It did come out, staying mostly dry after a rainy start to your Sunday. Let's send it right over to Andrew. What's going on outside there,
It's
Andrew?
a little hazy. You might have seen that on the tower cam, right? It felt hot at times, I would say, almost hot. Maybe that's a little bit too much, but we've been below average so far this month. That once we had some of that sunshine come out, we saw temperatures surge into the 70s, so even a little bit warmer than I thought with all that sunshine. So there was a nice little Sunday surprise for you. But we did talk earlier this morning about the potential for a few evening showers and thunderstorms, and we are watching that develop on our radar right now. Currently, a couple of pockets of spotty showers down around Cattaraugus and Allegheny County. We do have some thunderstorms rolling through Ontario, but they are falling apart as they approach the Niagara frontier in the next 20 minutes or so. But we have seen a few thunderstorms again back across Ontario, and they've even been under a severe thunderstorm watch with a couple of warnings. Nothing here for western New York, but I do anticipate a lot of these falling apart before reaching us. However, expect some scattered showers over the next few hours moving through, especially areas south of the metro into the southern tier. Could hear a few rumbles of thunder this evening, but as we lose the daylight, we sort of destabilize or stabilize the atmosphere, I should say, and so most of this activity should be well behaved and below severe limits. These will clear out overnight. We'll actually have a little bit of patchy fog setting up in the hills. Temperatures outside, here's what I'm talking about, a little bit more impressive, low and mid 70s from Buffalo up towards the Falls, a little bit cooler up along the Lake Ontario Ontario shoreline, where we do have sort of a frontal boundary stalled in between, and some 70s south of the city as well. You can see where that front is with the changing in the wind directions. We're out of the southwest here in Buffalo, so some stabilizing lake breeze, and then northeast up across Lake Ontario, and again, in between sort of that stalled frontal boundary. Mostly cloudy the rest of tonight with just a few scattered showers and some fog developing overnight. Coming up in your full 4-1 forecast, we'll talk about the week ahead.
Okay, Andrew, thank you so much. Coming up next, extra exposure. The South Buffalo Farmers Market opens for the season. We'll tell you how this lets vendors make a new first impression. Plus, honoring a hero, the brave action a Buffalo native took 70 years ago, and how it helped turn the tide in World War II.